So the next race we have today will be the final of the men's K1 1,000 metres. And some really familiar names on that start list. René Holten Poulsen of Denmark, 34 years old now, in his 13th year on the senior international circuit. We've all seen Josef Dostal of the Czech Republic, Fernando Pimenta of Portugal. They've picked up plenty of medals in their time as well, and they'll be ones to look out for. So we've moved up from the 200-metre start up to the 1,000. That's in lane 1. That'll be Oleg Kucharyk of Ukraine, under 23 world and European champion in the K1 500 in 2017 and 2018. And Jess, how much different is it, the 200 metres compared to the 1,000 metres? Are 200-metre athletes a completely different beast to the 1,000-metre athletes?
Some people can do both, so there's some crossover, but for me it would be very different training, a very different approach, different systems being used. So quite normally a 1,000-metre world champion probably wouldn't be able to compete with the 200-metre world champion in a 200 and vice versa. So very different athletes, and I think it's really great that they have the two different distances to cater for different type of athletes. So some people are better at the more endurance work, and some are speedier and more powerful.
In lane 2, that's the Belarusian athlete Oleg Urenia, world bronze medalist in the K1000 in 2010, two-time European silver medalist in this event as well. That's 2010 and 2011. Out in lane 4 for Australia, that's Tom Green, who won gold in the K2000 at the Under-23 World Championships last year with Joel McKitterick. Just 19 years old, Thomas Green, and mixing it in with these really, really experienced faces. And there's one of them, as we just mentioned, René Poulsen, 34 years old now, of Denmark. World champion in 2015, European champion in 2013 in this event. In the middle lane, Josef Dostal of the Czech Republic. He was world champion in the K1 1000 in 2014. Bronze last year. And in lane 6, the reigning world and European champion. That's Fernando Pimenta of Portugal, the fastest qualifier in this event. In lane 7, that's Rafał Rosolski of Poland. In lane 8, Etienne Hubert of France. He was world champion in the K4000 back in 2010. And out in lane 9, Tamas Gekser of Germany. Just 21 years old. And he was part of the German K4 that won gold in the K4 1,000 metres at the World Championships last year. So Jess, a lot of familiar faces in this race, but also mixed in with some more fresh athletes as well.
Yeah, it just shows that the very experienced obviously there. They have a lot of experience in this event, and then it's great to see the young ones coming up and gaining their experience.
So the athletes now just moving up into their buckets. Got 1,000 metres ahead of them, and they are out of the buckets, and it's a really quick start from Josef Dostal of the Czech Republic in the black and yellow boat in the centre of your screen in that blue vest. Really good start from him. Also going well out in lane 1, that's Oleg Kucharyk of Ukraine. In lane 9 as well, closest to the screen, that's Tamas Gekser of Germany. And there is Fernando Pimenta looking really, really relaxed for Portugal, just putting the power down and edging himself into the lead alongside Josef Dostal of the Czech Republic. But at the moment, it's a very, very close race, Jess.
Yeah, what I like about the 1,000 is I'm guessing, it's very tactical. So everyone has a different type of race. So Fernando goes out pretty fast and somehow manages to hold on, which is impressive. And then you got other paddlers who tend to hold back a bit and really come through at the end, and it makes it really exciting.
Yeah, really, really exciting event to watch, as Jess says, because it can be very unpredictable. You can have athletes who are quite happy to hang back by 10 metres, a couple of boat lengths, and then really put in the power over the last closing stages. And as you can see, in comparison to the K1 200 metres, the stroke rate is a lot lower. They look a lot more relaxed. And it is Pimenta who has the lead, as I said, reigning world and European champion, winning that World Championships in front of a home crowd in Montemor last year. And what a lead Pimenta has already. It looks like Thomas Green of Australia, who's pushed himself into that silver medal position as they come through the 500 metre mark. What an achievement that would be for Tom Green, just 19 years old. Part of the Australian K4 that came fourth in the 500 metres at the Senior World Championships last year. And it's still Pimenta now with 2 boat lengths lead. Jess, they've got about 400 metres to go. What will the body be feeling like after already paddling 600 and they've got to hold on for another 400?
Well, hopefully they paced it right and they're managing it well. That's what all the training they've done will be helping them get down this race. I'm thinking Pimenta's probably found a really nice rhythm and he's just holding on to that. Probably in quite a bit of pain, but they're used to it.
Fernando Pimenta of Portugal has won the European Championships 3 years running. He won silver in the K2000 at London 2012 as well with Emmanuel Silva. And 200 metres left to go. Pimenta has a 2 boat length lead, but let's watch out for which athletes are going to start putting down the power over the last 150 metres.
This is where the race can change.
You can see Pimenta now looking slightly less relaxed. The lactic acid will be building. Watch as these boats now pass from the yellow buoys into the red buoys. That means there's 100 metres left to go. Oleg Urenia of Belarus has really started to push up. René Poulsen of Denmark has put his paddles down and is just tapping himself along. He's not going to finish the race. But at the moment, Fernando Pimenta still in the lead, ahead of Oleg Urenia. Urenia perhaps didn't have quite enough to push him. It will be Pimenta ahead of Urenia. And then it will be Josef Dostal of the Czech Republic who takes that bronze. But what a gutsy race from Pimenta, Jess, to have gone out hard at the start and just held it for that whole way.
I'm guessing he's got the confidence to do that, considering he's won so many times. And then obviously you can see the race changes a lot, 750 into the race, and the other athletes are starting to catch him, but there's just not enough time to. So he's obviously timed it perfectly.
Must take a lot of mental toughness to be able to block out anyone who's perhaps coming up alongside you over those last 200 metres.
And also whoever's next to Pimenta, knowing he's going to go out fast and being confident in their own race plan to keep going.
Well, the men's K1000 has been a real mainstay of the Olympic programme. That's why we've got a lot of really familiar faces, men who have stuck around and picked up medals year after year, like Fernando Pimenta.
You can see, even though it's bumpy out there, how technically well he's paddling and keeping everything strong, even in the bumpy water.
He's got his name on his cap just in case he forgets whose it is. My mum used to do that for me as well. And despite the lead that Pimenta had, Oleg Urenia from Belarus really did start to push it. Just didn't quite have enough though. Perhaps needed to lift it a little bit earlier.
Oh, and Etienne Hubert in fourth, done really well.
Yeah, the Frenchman out in lane 8. Good finish from him. And it was Josef Dostal, the Rio 2016 Olympic silver medalist, who took the bronze medal. And Pimenta at the moment is really starting to mark his dominance in this race. On the World Cup circuit, you don't get the full breadth of athletes from all the nations that you would do at the World Championships, but that was such an assured performance from the 29-year-old. I think he's just realised that he's been called to have his boat weighed, and all the medalists will get called for their boats to be weighed. Jess, what's that for? Why do their boats need to be checked out after the race?
Well, hopefully no one's cheating, but sometimes someone might try and have a lighter boat, and that is an advantage. So it's all to make sure everyone has the same weight boat, so it needs to be 12 kilos. But yes, if you win the race, you'll always be called up for boat weighing. I'm surprised that some of them don't have spray decks on, because if it's a bit bumpy you get water in your boat, and you don't want water in there because that's obviously extra weight you don't want to be carrying down the race.
Looks like Fernando Pimenta is just debriefing his race with his coach there. Perhaps something that he didn't look like there's